Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, want to give a call halal to Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Umarak Yahushua. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, which the world calls God. And Yahweh Shah is the name of his only begotten Son, which the world inwardly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, want to give a strong shalom to all the mighty men that's going out there laboring. They're presenting their bodies as a living sacrifice. They're doing all they can to wake up the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Not only that, they're enduring the elements, the 100-degree weathers, freezing below codes, everything that's trying to hinder the work of the Most High. Shalom, shalom. Want to give another strong shalom to the Aqua, right? The sisters that are at home, but they're reverencing their husbands, being teachers of good things, being tender, delicate, and on fire for the Most High God. Shalom, shalom. Last but not least, want to give another strong shalom to all the mighty teenagers and children in this truth, doing all they can to make their calling and election sure in these last days. And the topic of this cold cut is going into overcoming the obstacles and the odds that's set against you. And everybody has odds that's against them, man. It's principalities that's against you, demons, spirits, evil spirits, obstacles, courses. Man in general, since times has changed from the fall of Adam, has obstacles set against them, odds that set against them. Even if you're doing what you're supposed to do, it's still going to be things that's going to be set against you, that's going to set this face against you, man. And you got to be able to overcome that. You can't cry, all right? You can't pout. You can't say, why me? Why is this happening to only me? I want everything to be smooth. No, you got to deal with it, man. All of our forefathers overcame all of these obstacles. Literally. They didn't pout about it. They didn't cry. They weren't questioning it within themselves. So you got to overcome the odds that's set against you. Everybody has different odds. But the main odd that we have in common as man is literally serving the Most High God. We living in a society where, hey, guess what? This society, it doesn't want you to serve the Most High, man. It don't want you to keep his commandments. It wants you to be disconnected from the Lord. Hey, this society wants the Israelites to be cut off from becoming a nation, man. It wants you no more in remembrance. Doesn't want you to gather together. So you got to be strong enough to the spirit, and you got to overcome. Let's kick it off with the book of 2nd Esdras. All right, let's kick it off with the book of 2nd Esdras. And I want chapter 7, right? 2nd Esdras chapter 7. Right, it's the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 7, and verse number, I'm going to start at verse, I'm not going to read the whole thing. This is a good chapter to go into, but this is 2nd Esdras chapter 7 and verse number 10. It says, and I said, it is so, Lord. Then he said unto me, even so is Israel's portion. So us as a nation of people, the Israelites, we have this same portion that's in common. No man is not going to go through this portion. No man is going to be exempt from this portion. He has to deal with it, man. You was born into a world where this world is going to be against you from the foundation of the world, man. Because the Lord already predestined you to come into this truth. It says, verse 11, because for their sakes I made the world, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done. So when Adam went off, when he went against the Lord, when he ate of the fruit with his woman, now the stuff that the Most High decreed, now that's set in order, now that's set in place. Verse 12, that's the point. Then were the entrances of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. They are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful. Because you might be wondering, dang, why is this happening to me, man? Why am I going through? I'm just trying to do what's right. I'm just trying to read. Why is my flesh getting so sleepy? I'm just trying to fast. Why are people tempting me with food? Man, I'm just trying to get in here and get my money and take care of my family. Why are people tempting me at my job? Why is it so hard to serve the Most High God? Why does things always come again? Why is always something happening? Well, guess what, man? The entrances of this world was made narrow when Adam transgressed. So now you're gonna be full of pain. You're gonna have infirmities physically. You're gonna be sorrowful. You're gonna be stressed out. You're gonna be down in your thoughts. This is called because Adam transgressed. The Most High made the damn entrances of this world narrow, man. Because during the time of Adam, hey, the entrances to the kingdom, it was smooth. It was like the yellow brick road to the kingdom. Nice, all right, peaceful, smooth, easy, not a lot of travail, no affliction, no pain at all. But soon as Adam transgressed, now the entrance of this world was made narrow. I'm going to read that again, verse 12. It says, then were the entrances of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. They are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful. For the entrances of the elder world, and the elder world is talking about the world of Adam. That's the elder world, the ancient world, right? You have three worlds. You have the elder world, you have the present world, and you have the world to come. It says, for the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure, and brought immortal fruit. If then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those things that are laid up for them. So guess what? In order to get the world to come, you now have to labor. You now have to sweat. You're trying to reach your hand to the kingdom, to the plow, to the work of the Lord. You're gonna have somebody grabbing your hand trying to push you back. But you gotta kind of push through, man. You can't give up. So a lot of people, they give up, man. They quit. As people, they literally, when certain stuff get too hard, man, they just say, I'm quit. I ain't doing this. Jake do that at the job, man. I'm walking. I seen this one Jake, he kind of just walked out there. He said, man, I'm not doing this job. So when things get hard, people quit. But you got to be the type of brother and sister when things get hard, when things is pushing up against the grain against you, trying to box you in from every angle, you got to be the one to keep pushing and keep fighting, man. That's going to separate you from a lot of people in this world. It says, now therefore, why disquietest thou thyself, seeing thou art but a corruptible man? And why art thou moved, whereas thou art but mortal? Why hast thou not considered in thy mind this thing that is to come, rather than that which is present? Meaning, why haven't you been thinking about this thing? Why haven't this thing been in your mind, man? You're gonna have things that's gonna try to separate you from the love of the Most High. Get that through your head, man. Stop thinking this truth is just gonna be, well, I'm just gonna serve the Lord until the kingdom comes. No trouble at all. Like demons are not gonna try to attack you. Like the spirit of your family is not gonna try to come against you, man. Like the spirit of slothfulness is not gonna try to come up against you. Like the spirit of lust is not gonna try to come up against you. Like the spirit of covetousness is not going to try to come up against you. Procrastination. The damn procrastination, but you just sitting in a room for 2 hours. You was finna do something, but you just sitting there. All of these things is going to come against you to what? It's all to separate you from the love of the Lord. It's trying to separate you from the Most High God. This thing not going to be a cakewalk. All right, let me get that in Romans chapter 8. All right, let's go to the book of Romans, the 8th chapter. Right, it's the book of Romans chapter 8 and verse number 35. It says, who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness or peril or sword? And it's going to be many things that's going to try to separate you from the love of Christ. The love that's in Hamashiach. This truth, man. Reading, praying, fasting, giving alms, loving the brotherhood, keeping the commandments, keeping the feast days. It says, as it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. For I am persuaded. So you want to be like Paul. Paul had a strong mentality. That's why he was able to do certain things that the average man wouldn't be able to do, man. That's why Paul had a different spirit to him. It says, for I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels. So Paul said not even an angel, man. What if an angel, and angels try to come up against you all the time? It says, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of God, which is in Christ Jesus our Lord. And you got to have this type of mentality. Ain't nothing going to stop me from serving the Lord. I don't care what it is. And hey, I'm getting these chapters in today. That's for sure. I'm definitely finna fast this week. I don't want to hear none of that. Okay, my job want to call me in for this feast day. I'm not even going in. Let me put my time in. You want to have that mentality that nothing is going to stop you from doing what you have to do in this truth. Because you might expect a cakewalk, but guess what? It's going to be things you're going to try to do that's righteous out of the pure kindness of your heart. And guess what? Satan's going to try to stop that and block that down and sift you out. But guess what? This is the type of mentality that you have to have. Ain't nothing is going to separate me from the Most High God. Let's go to Acts, the classic. Chapter 14, 22. A lot of brothers, they don't understand that it's forces set against you, man. We fight against principalities. Let's go to that in Ephesians real quick before we go to Acts. It's actually things literally that you can't see in the spiritual realm and forces that's fighting against each other. This is Ephesians chapter 6 and verse number 12. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. So a principality is a certain Pacific spirit that's in a Pacific region. So guess what? You might have homosexuality. That's in that principality that's heavy over Atlanta. All right. Chicago has a heavy murder principality. Literally over the city of Chicago, it's a heavy murder demon. It's it's a lot of different principalities. Gambling, that's a heavy spirit that's over Las Vegas. So a principality is a Pacific spirit that's over a Pacific region that prevails. So you got principalities, wherever city you in, it's a principality there. And it's set against you. Against powers, meaning gods. All right, gods on the left-hand side. Against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So you have what is spiritual wickedness? All right, spiritual wickedness is anything that's outside of the will of the Lord. That's outside of the commandments of the Most High God. People, they throwing up curses right now. It's spirits going to and fro. Spirits in your next door neighbor. Walking outside in the front of your house. These are all things that is set up against you, man. A spirit is going to try to come on your rib. That's going to be trying to set itself against you. You might be in your head like, dang, this is my wife. This is my flesh and my blood. Why does it seem like she's supposed to be with me? We're supposed to be on the walk toward the kingdom. Why do I feel like she's set against me? Well, guess what? These are the odds that set against you, brother. Well, damn, this is my family. My mom, she raised me. I got brothers and sisters. Why do they feel like they set against me? And you got certain brothers, like they say, you got people that's praying on your downfall, man. All right, that's what that song by T Grizzly say. These people, they praying on my downfall. You have actual things that's praying on your downfall. You have brothers in the truth, which is off. They hoping, it's sad to say it, but they want you to be outside of the truth. Now, not all brothers are like that. But you got some brothers out there, you got haters, man. They want you to fall out. They saying, yeah, this camp is wicked. We know you guys are not the elect. We can't wait to see you guys suffer. And the Lord gonna destroy y'all. You got brothers that's like that, man. So how much more for the powers that be? These things is set against you, man. It's great tribulation. Let's go to the book of Acts, chapter 14. Stop thinking that everybody is just for you. And you got to beat those odds, man. Because again, somebody might say, yeah, you're going to fall off. What if somebody come up to you and say, yeah, you're going to fall off? You're going to have certain men, they're going to believe that. Dang, I'm going to fall off. You really think that? What should I do? Man, maybe I will just fall off. You got to let them, you say I'm going to fall off. All right, Lord, we'll see. All right. That should make you to motivate you to go 10 times harder. It's the book of Acts, chapter 14 and 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of God. So with much tribulation, you got to enter into the kingdom. You're not going to enter into the kingdom with no sorrow. Again, we just read in 2 Ezra, the 7th chapter. It's going to be sorrow, pain, great travail, because the entrances of that world is now become what? Narrow. It slimmed down. It got shorter. Things is going to get harder. And as we lead up to the second coming of Yahushua, things is going to continue to get harder and harder and harder and harder until you either bend, break, or fold, or you overcome. Let's go to the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 12. Let's go to the book of 2 Corinthians, the 12th chapter. It's the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 12, and verse number 7. It says, unless I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations, there was given to me a thorn in the flesh. And every man and woman in this truth, you have a thorn in the flesh. Now that thorn in the flesh could be anything, man. All right, that could be a physical ailment that's holding you back. That could be lack of faith that's holding you back. That could be a demon of lust that's holding you back, that you have to deal with for the rest of your life. You might be blind. That might be your thorn in the flesh. The Most High took your eyesight away from you. The Most High took your comeliness, your looks from you. You're not handsome anymore. That might be your thorn in the flesh. Everybody has a different thorn in the flesh. So the Lord gave Paul a thorn in the flesh. It says, the messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure. Because you got to think about it. What if no temptation came your way at all? You never got tempted. You was always just doing what was right. You never got tempted. You never went through anything. You never overcame anything. You never was put in a hardship situation to overcome. Things would be so easy. It would be too good to be true, man. It would be sweet, as they say. As Jake say on it, yeah, it's sweet. Guess what? We don't want stuff sweet this way, man. We want all things hard work, hard earned. If I can't work for it hard, guess what? I don't even want it. So Paul, he got this thorn in the flesh to buffet him. And that was ultimately to try to hold him back. It says, verse 8, for this thing I besought the Lord thrice, that it might depart from me. And you might beseech the Lord, Lord, take this spirit away from me. Take this thorn in my flesh. Again, everybody's thorn in the flesh is different. Lord, take this away from me. Save me from this thorn in the flesh. This, that. It says, verse 9. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, I will glory in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. Therefore, I take pleasures in infirmities and reproaches and necessities and persecutions and distress for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong. So guess what? You got to deal with it, man. You literally have no choice but to overcome. Why? For Christ's sake. Because guess what? Christ, he overcame. Christ had odds that was against him all the time. The Pharisees, his own people was against him. Imagine that. You know, we kind of got it sweet. The people of our own city, they kind of support us. We got people from different cities, they support us. Imagine if your whole nation of people was against you. They set their face against you like they did Jeremiah. All right. Hey, they literally set their face against Jeremiah. Christ, the Pharisees was against him. His own brothers didn't believe in him. All right. Judas Iscariot betrayed him. But Christ still overcame. Let's go to John. Hey, it's certain people, they thought Christ was going to get off the cross, man. They didn't believe, Yahushua is the biggest underdog. They didn't expect him to pull it through. All right, that's like somebody that's playing sports. They playing sports, they real talented, then boom, an injury happens. Now they saying, guess what? Yeah, he not going to never be the same. It's over. His career is over. Now it's up to that man to overcome that injury and prove all of those people wrong. Or he could let those things and those negative thoughts get into his head and say, you know what? I would never be the same. But either way, he has to work, man. Yahushua literally overcame everything that was set against him and is now set on the right hand of the Most High. Right, this is John chapter 16 and verse 33. For these things have I spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation. So the Lord said, in the world you're going to have tribulation. You're going to have odds set against you. Principalities that's going to try to stop you. It says what? But be of good cheer. At the end of the day, you got to be happy, man. Didn't the Lord say, blessed are when you are persecuted? It's not just talking about Esau persecuting you, you blessed. There's going to be many different things that's going to try to persecute you. You always want to be of good cheer. It says what? I have overcome the world. So Christ overcame. You should be good cheer because you know you can overcome too. You got to believe that, man. Have some self-confidence. Have some confidence. Saying in your head, guess what? I know I could do this. All right, I know I could pull this through. I don't care what they say. I know I'm going to get this done. That's got to be your mentality. All right? You see that? Like the brother said, you know, my neighbors are warlocks and witches. See that? So you got people right now, believe it or not, it's people right now listening to me doing this live. They're saying, what the hell is he going into? They might be plotting and watching. You know, the brother said he got witches and warlocks as his neighbors. They probably throwing up spells. They seeing you with your fringes on. Might be pulling up the trash. They see you with your fringes on. They're plotting. All of these things, they throwing curses on you. Trying to send spirits your way. So it's many different things that you're going to have to be overcome. The Lord said, be of good cheer. Guess what? I have overcame. And you got to believe that. Because nobody's going to overcome for you. Your mom is not going to overcome for you. The brother that you labor with next to you, he's not going to overcome for you. How you going to overcome another man's obstacle course? You got to overcome yourself. You got to bring that dog out of you. That's what it is. A lot of you brothers, you haven't brought that dog out of you. You got that, you still acting like a chihuahua. You acting weak. Hey, guess what? You got to bring that dog out of you. Got to prove them wrong. You got to let them know. You got to let them know, hey, this ain't that, man. I'm an Israelite. We going to overcome. Right? This is Matthew chapter 17 and verse 20. It says, and Yahushua said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as grain of a mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. So guess what? Hey, the Lord said nothing shall be impossible unto you. But guess what? You know why it is? And why it is impossible for you? Because guess what? Because your unbelief. Because you really don't believe, man. Don't believe that you could do it. All right? Faith, the Lord said faith and works is dead. You can't just believe. You got to have works to back it up. This is my favorite part. I'm going to read that part again. It says, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. So anything in this world is possible. The Lord said with God, all things is possible. Let's get that in Luke. Right, this is Luke chapter 1 and verse number 37. It says, for with God, nothing shall be impossible. And again, you got to believe that. With God, guess what? Nothing is impossible. Let's go to Matthew. Get this precept in Matthew chapter 18. Right, this is the book of Matthew chapter 18 and verse 7. Woe unto the world because of offenses, for it must needs be that offenses come. So offenses is going to come. All right. Offenses is going to try to overtake you. People are going to try to offend you, shake your faith, shake you as a man, shake you as a woman. Regardless of the Lord already told you these things. You got to get it through your head. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a lot of things that's going to try to stop you. But guess what? I am going to overcome. Let's go to the book of Zechariah. Because you have accusations that Satan is putting against you right now as we speak. Let's go to the book of Zechariah. Right, it's Zechariah chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, and he shewed me Joshua the high priest standing before the angel of the Lord, and Satan standing at his right hand to resist him. And the Lord said unto Satan, the Lord rebuke thee. Because the Lord has to rebuke Satan. Because right now, as we're speaking, you have Satan. He's on the right hand. He's literally standing at his right hand, making accusations up against you. Hey, Lord, you didn't see what this person just did right here? Look how they just fell in this situation. Look what they did last week. Look what they finna do in the next 2 hours. Satan is building up accusations against you right now, man. But it says what? Verse 2, and the Lord said unto Satan, the Lord rebuked thee, O Satan. So even though Satan is building up these accusations up against you, the Lord is rebuking him. Why? It says, even the Lord that have chosen Jerusalem rebuked thee. Is this not a brand plucked out of the fire? Because, yeah, we might have these different accusations against us, doing this, doing that. We're a brand plucked out of fire. We still in captivity, man. We still cleaning ourselves up. We just barely kind of made it in this thing. Have some mercy. Well, that's what the Lord is saying. Have some mercy, Satan. Don't you see them trying? They're a brand plucked out of the fire. So that means that the Lord, he's on your side against these accusations, against these odds. It's not, a lot of brothers, they think, man, the Lord must be against me. The Lord's hand is against me. No, the Lord is with you. The Lord is always on your side, man. The Lord is always going to be there. You got to believe that. All right, let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 18. Right, let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 18, and verse 29. Right, this Psalm, chapter 18, and verse number 29. It says, "For by thee I have run through a troop, and by my God I have leaped over a wall." So on a physical level, David, he literally leaped over a wall. He ran through a troop. But the Lord said it is double to that which is. This is spiritual, man. If you're walking and it's a wall, that wall represents you from going over the wall. It might be many things that's underneath that wall. And guess what? The kingdom, we have a big wall set up. The kingdom might be on the other side. Dominion, glory, riches, everlasting life, immortality. If you don't jump over that wall or find a way to get over the wall, how are you going to inherit those things? You got to kind of be like David. David jumped over the wall, man. That wall didn't stop David from leaping over it. He seen a wall. It was in his way, so he leaped over it, man. And probably went to battle after that. You're going to have many different walls, stumbling blocks, offenses. Again, that could be anything. Your parents, your pet, your family, your job, finances, physical infirmities, back pains. You might have lost a limb. You went blind. The walls could represent many different things. But you gotta be like David and leap over the wall. He says, well, I'm gonna read that again. "For by thee I have run through a troop, and by my God I have leaped over a wall." Don't matter how tall the wall is, you gotta leap over it. Let's go to the book of 1 John, chapter 4 and 18. Right, 1 John chapter 4 and 18. Right. 1 John. Right, it's like this is not what I want. Right, Lord willing to come back to me. Right, let's go to Numbers, chapter 13, verse number 30. Let's go to the book of Numbers, 13 and 30. So again, many of our forefathers overcame. Right, this Numbers chapter 13 and verse number 30. "And Caleb stilled the people before Moses and said, Let us go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to overcome it." So this was the mindset of Caleb. They seen this land. They seen the land of Canaan. They said, hey, guess what? Let's go up. Let's go all up at once. Hey, Caleb said, we will to be able to overcome it. You want to have the mentality of Caleb, man. He didn't care about the Hittites that was in the land, the Canaanites, the Anakims, the giants. He said, hey, guess what? We going to overcome this. I know he is. Reading on, verse 31. "But the men that went up with him said, We be not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we." And you always going to have that one man, that one woman that's going to be faithless, that's going to doubt. No, it's no way I can overcome this demon. Man, there's no way I can overcome this obstacle. All the obstacles that the Lord then brought you through in time past, and this one come up, now you saying, I don't know about this one. It's the same thing, man. Just like the Lord delivered you the other times before. And that's what Samson said. Like, let's go back to this real quick. Let's go to the book of Judges. Hey, Samson kind of said that, out of the spirit, and it was still true. Let's go to the book of Judges, chapter 16. It's the book of Judges, chapter 16, and verse number 20. And she said, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awoke out of his sleep and said, I will go out as other times before. Because all the other times before he went out, the Lord destroyed those men. The Lord saved them in the time of affliction. I will go out as other times before and shake myself. And he was not that the Lord was departed from him. And he did this even when the Lord left him. He still had that mentality of, man, I'm going to go out just like I did the rest of the times. That got to be your mindset, man. I'm going to overcome this just like I overcame everything else that I overcame. That was set up against me. That was in my way. That was trying to stop me from serving Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You got to have that mindset of Samson. Hey, I'm going to go out as other times before. And again, he wasn't even in the spirit when he said that. The Lord already departed from him and left him. But he said, you know what? I'm going to do what I did as before times. So you got to be like Caleb and know in your head, guess what? I know we able to overcome. Regardless of the people that's going to be around you that say, nah, you're not going to be able to overcome. Nah, I don't know about this. You don't think that spirit of fear spread it through the camp? When they said, man, these people are giants. Well, I don't think we're going to... These are the Anakims. It's over with. It's wraps. No, guess what? Caleb still didn't give it them. That's why the Lord gave him the promised land. All the rest of those men that didn't have faith, those men got destroyed in the wilderness. Let's go to the book of Revelation. Are you going to have the elect? They're going to overcome. What are they going to overcome? The beast. Hey, if you overcome the beast, I mean, that's the greatest accomplishment ever. To overcome this flesh and overcome the beast. If you overcome those two things, hey, you're a strong man. You're a strong woman. Because everybody can't overcome the flesh and everybody can't overcome the beast. Right? This Revelation chapter 15 and verse number 2. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten a victory over the beast. So John actually seen a vision of certain people that got the victory over the beast. He seen a people that overcame. He seen a people literally that overcame the world. You can link this account up. Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 2. You can link this up with 2nd Ezra, the 2nd chapter. Chapter 2 and verse number 42. It says, I, Esdras, saw upon Mount Zion upon a great people whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with songs. And in the midst of them there was a young man of high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, and I marveled at greatly. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing, and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of God. Now they are crowned and receive palms. So these are the same people that John seen in this book of Revelation. It's just different time periods. And this account in 2nd Esdras, Esdras is seeing these people getting crowns on them in the second wilderness by Yahushua that overcame. And this, in Revelation 15, John is seeing the same people that overcame. They're just literally sitting on top of the firmament, watching the destruction happen to Babylon the Great. So I'm going to read this again in Revelation 15 and 2. And I saw as it were a sea mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast. You want to be the brother and sister to get the victory over the beast. Overcome the beast. What's the beast? The beast is America and everything that comes with America. It's not just overcoming a country. You didn't walk through all of the 50 states of the United States of America. You say, yeah, I overcame. No, that's not what it's talking about. You overcoming the beast is everything that's associated with America. The wine of Babylon, the fornication, all right, the different spirits that's in here. their laws. It says, and over his image, right? His image is what he stands for. And over his mark. Because you got to overcome the mark of the beast. Read on, it says, and over the number of his name, which is 666. That's the number of his name. That's the number of the beast, which represents nothing but destruction and incompletion. Because 6 is a number of incompletion. It says, stand on a sea of glass, having the harps of God. And they sang the song of Moses, the servant of God, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works. Lord God Almighty, just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. And you got to imagine this. You overcome, you're going to be rejoicing. You're going to be excited. Now, when you excited, are you thinking about the hard times that you have to overcome? No, you're not. All of that is going away. You're not thinking about that. It's tee up time. It's turn up time. We rejoicing. When you in these times of overcoming hardships, you're not thinking about rejoicing. How you gonna be rejoicing at the end? So with that being said, you gotta imagine how happy these people are. They didn't spend their whole lives overcoming the beast. From the age 0 all the way up to 30. Age 0 maybe up to 60. Age 0 maybe up to 80. Yet they still overcame. Let's go to the book of Revelation 20 and 4. Let's link that up real quick. Right, this is Revelation chapter 20 and verse number 4. And I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, and for the word of God, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years. So these same people that overcame those obstacles, when it was getting real hard, it was getting tough, when they was getting boxed in from every end, guess what? They overcame, and those men are going to be reigning with Christ 1,000 years, which is forever. They're going to be in the kingdom of heaven, reign, because that's what happens. When you overcome certain things, you get rewarded. What happens if you don't overcome? What happens if you give up? What happens if you be faint-hearted? You would not be rewarded. Let's go to the book of Galatians, chapter 6. You think the Lord is going to reward a man or a woman that has quit? Now you can say, well, hold on, I did kind of overcome. I overcame something, though. No, it don't work like that. You got to overcome all these things. You can't just overcome one thing. You overcame one obstacle in your life, and now you think you're supposed to be rewarded. Well, guess what? You didn't even finish the course. That's like you going to a parkour course. You jumped over a fence. Then you say, yeah, I did it all. No, you didn't, brother. You got to finish the rest of the course. You might have monkey bars you got to hop over. A rock you got to kind of hop over. A mountain you got to kind of climb up. You can't just overcome one thing in your life and think that you're supposed to be rewarded. It don't work like that. You got to overcome all these things. Yahushua just didn't overcome one thing. Say, yeah, Lord, I overcame. No, he overcame every single time leading up to his to his crucifixion. Let's go to the book of Galatians, chapter 6. All right, let's go to the book of Galatians. Chapter 6 and verse number 9. Right, it's the book of Galatians, chapter 6 and verse number 9. It says, let us not be weary and well doing. Because in well doing, you doing good, you could kind of get weary a little bit. You get relaxed. You kind of kick your feet back up a little bit, say, I did good for a little bit. All right, let me take that ease. Let me take a day off. Let me take a break. It says, be not weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. As we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are the household of faith. So he said, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. And that's the vision that John seen. That's the vision that Ezra seen. Second Ezra, the second chapter. John seen in Revelation, those people that overcame the beast. That's going to be you if you don't faint. That can be you if it don't faint. And guess what? That will be you if you don't faint. If you overcome everything else. If you endure unto the end. If you strive for the truth unto death. Again, the choice is yours. Are you going to overcome? Or are you going to be overcame? It's certain men, they was overcoming for a little bit. Then they stopped and they started to be overcome. You don't want to let anything overcome you. Let's go to 2 Timothy chapter 4. Right? God forbid we let something just overtake us. And now we just all overcame. No, we're supposed to do the overcoming. We're supposed to do the conquering. We're not supposed to get conquered. This is the book of 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse number 10. It says, for Demas have forsaken me, having loved this present world, and is departed unto Thessalonica. So Demas, he was laboring with the apostle Paul, and he was overcoming. But guess what? He got overcame by the world. The world overcame him. The cares of his life overtook him. It took hold of him, and he was trying to wiggle out, but then he couldn't. He got conquered. You don't want to get conquered, man. Somebody, yeah, I conquered this man. A demon say, yeah, I conquered this man. An obstacle said, I conquered this man. This is now my property. No, we're not dealing with that, man. Hey, we doing a conquering. We're kings. Hey, real kings, they do the conquering. Hey, Yahweh Shai, let's go to that in the book of Revelation chapter 5. Hey, Yahweh Shai, he's doing the conquering. He's not being conquered. Right, this Revelation chapter 5 and verse number, actually Revelation chapter 6. Right, this Revelation chapter 6 and 1. And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seven seals, and I heard as it was the noise of thunder, one of the four beasts saying, come and see. And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow. This man on his white horse is talking about Yahushua, in all white. And a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. So Yahushua, he conquers, he's going forth conquering, and he's conquering. He's not being the one that's being conquered. We have to move in the same spirit of Yahushua. Going forth, conquering everything that's set in our way, and conquering, and not being overcame. Right? But with that, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh. By Shema Mashiach, Yahushua. Lord, whether this video was edifying, continue to read, pray, fast, study. Most importantly, beseech the Heavenly Father for his mercy. With that, I'm going to say shalom.